today on Divorce Court?
I'm here today because I need my boyfriend to quit smoking weed, commit to being sober, and get a job.
A lot of times a petty argument can turn into something huge that will end up ruining the entire day.
Sobriety is the most important thing to me because it's in my life at stake, and I can't risk being around someone who doesn't live the same way I do.
The communication has been such a problem that we really need a third party to help us figure it out.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Melissa Feld and Jerod Lutz. The two of you have been together for 2.5 years. You love one another but are not quite sure whether or not you should marry. So you came to me. You took my compatibility test, gave me some information, and your license with the permission to tear it up should I think your union is ill-advised. Ms. Feld, I'm going to start with you. Tell me why you love him but are not quite sure whether marriage is the right thing to do.
We love each other very much, and we care so much about each other. But the most important thing for me is that we're sober, we have a sober home, and that we go to meetings, and that we're both working. We met in...
So now, okay, I was about to say, sober home, so you met in rehab.
We met in AA.
In AA, okay.
We met in AA 2.5 years ago, and we didn't start dating right away. We were friends for a couple months before, and we took it really slow and really got to know each other and really cared a lot about each other. Went to meetings together, we had lots of friends together. We were doing really well, and over the last year, since we moved into this new apartment, things have gotten worse and worse, and we can't see eye to eye anymore. We're fighting about everything. I'm 2.5 years sober now. It's really important to me. I know that's I know what he's like when he's doing really well. I know what we can be, but we're just...
Is he not doing really well? Is that...
We're fighting all the time. We fight all the time.
And what are you fighting about?
It started with about a year ago. I'd wake up in the middle of the night and he'd be up at weird hours. He'd be on his computer, like I had a feeling that maybe he was smoking pot or doing something again.
Are you smoking pot?
Well, she's talking about a year ago. So, I mean, I don't claim to be sober right now and in AA. But at that time, I was in the process of starting a business. So yeah, I was up. I was spending maybe 15, 16 hours a day working on it. And I was not sober at the time, but that was helping me start the business. So, you know, it was an investment.
Helping you start the business?
It was an investment. Absolutely it was. It was helping my stream of thought.
I don't know.
Absolutely. Yes.
I don't know, but I heard weed makes you just sit there and do nothing.
No, it makes you creative.
It makes
and the weed
you
they have
creative,
now
really?
can give you energy and keep you up as well. Yes.
No kidding.
Yeah, and you can get a prescription for it, and it's completely legal in the state of California.
No.
Correct. Yes.
I'm a judge. I know those things. It's not that, you know, it's not that deep. Why? Well, what are you arguing about? If not that, what?
The arguments are about, I believe they're still about sobriety, that I'm not going to AA meetings, okay? And to me, it's like, it's a social thing. That's her social circle, is people in AA, and she wants me to be a part of that. And I choose to spend my time doing other things. So,
but are you sober?
No, I'm not sober.
You
right
are
now.
not sober.
No.
Are you still using weed?
Yeah, I smoke weed just like anybody else. Just to, you know, nothing crazy. Nothing negative happens because of it, and it's only positive things, creative things. Maybe I'm cooking or I'm cleaning, you know, or just doing creative ideas, but nothing negative's coming from it, as far as I'm concerned.
Ms. Feld, do you agree with him that nothing's negative is coming from that?
Well, part of our agreement when we moved into our new place a year ago was that we both were going to be sober and going to meetings and both paying bills. That was the agreement. It's super important for me to have a sober house. I've been sober.
Do you find it compelling when he smokes in your house? Does that entice you at all to lose your sobriety?
He doesn't do it in the home, but it does affect my sanity. It is affecting my calmness in the home, knowing that someone's living like that around me.
Do you understand the level of her concern there?
Yeah, I understand. She's hypersensitive.
I'm still talking.
Oh, sorry.
We're not getting off on a good foot, Mr. Lutz.
I thought we were.
No, not at all. Well, you misconstrued that completely. She's been an addict, she's been through AA, and now you're introducing into her environment, even though not into the home, that lifestyle again. Can you understand her dismay about that?
That I do understand, and I am respectful of that. And from what I've learned, I've been in the program before, it's a program of attraction, not rather than promotion. And the way that we fight and over the little things that turn into crazy fights, it's, you know, it's bizarre. I've never experienced it anything like it in my life.
Well, if you could give me an example, that would help me out.
Take, for example, me being up later than her. So if I'm up later than her, if she goes to bed before me, and she comes up and sees I'm still awake, she will go into a tirade and just start saying every negative thing about me you could ever imagine. Calling me every name in the book and, you know, saying things that people have never said to me in my life. And this can last for 3-4 hours, starting at 12 a.m. and go long into the night and only end with me having to leave the house for it to calm down.
Ms. Feld, do you lose your mind because he doesn't go to bed at the same time you do?
There's certain patterns that I know that if these actions are going on, it's a sign of much bigger things. Like he hasn't worked. A huge problem is the working. I've been financially supporting us this last year. I am so tired and so worn out. If the weed was helping that much, he would be working right now. It's not helping. He does so much better when he's sober and when he's living like a healthy lifestyle.
Are you coming up light economically?
I had a good job and I was working, and you know, she had to drive me to the job and pick me up every single day because there's some type of issue where she doesn't trust me going to and from work 2 miles from the house. And again, we just started a fight over something trivial one night. I got thrown out of the house, so I was homeless, living on the streets, and then trying to show up and go to work every single day. So I said, forget about this. You know what? I'll go back home. If she doesn't want me to work, she can pay the bills, and that's just the way it is.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. I'd give up the girl before I gave up the job. But anyway, that's just me, and I know I'm not romantic. What was she doing that you had to go and what kind of job did she have?
She was a personal assistant for an executive that had multiple businesses, and I was helping on all levels with those businesses. And he never knew about it, and she wanted my help, and we were doing it as a team.
Was he a shadow worker for you with another employer?
Absolutely.
He did help me a lot
Shadow
with
worker.
that. No, because you were.
And everything that I did was what he was the most happy about, and he never knew that I was there doing it.
So when you say he's a compulsive liar, give me some examples of the things that he's lied about.
Well, that's a huge part of the issues is that I can't trust anything that he says. Like if he says he's going to a meeting and then I hear from a friend that he wasn't at that meeting, where was he? He can't give me an answer where he was. Or he went to rehab and he was supposed to complete like a 30-day treatment program there, and then I found out that he left a couple days earlier. I didn't find out about that until later, after the fact, from a friend. It's just all these little things that keep coming up. Is, you know, he lies about this, he lies about that. When can I trust what he's saying is true? He'll tell me that he's totally sober, and then I'll find out that he's going to the weed store. Or where's the money going? The money is not coming back to our house. He's totally okay with me paying all of the bills.
Okay.
You know,
respond to her contention that you're a compulsive liar. Where is she wrong there? What's she missing?
She's getting lost in these little issues. You know, I care more about the big picture, okay? You know, the big picture, the household, and, you know, being on the same team, being on the same page. You know, one day we're financially together, everything's ours, and we're going in the right direction, we're gonna support each other. And the next day, you know, she's coming down on me, screaming at me, yelling at me, chasing me out of the house again. So,
you
know,
have absolutely no idea what triggers these events for her. I mean, I'm not saying she's behaving rationally. I never claim that for anybody in here.
Yeah.
But what I want to know is, there's usually a pattern of behavior that triggers it. Are you aware
Absolutely. I'm aware of it, and a lot of it has to do with me and little things that I do that she's very sensitive to. And, you know, there's so many examples of that. But another thing.
Could you give me one?
Well, I think for the one thing, it really is the sobriety. That is the #1 issue. It is the #1 issue that has taken over everything.
And everything stems from that.
Everything stems from it. And for me, I just don't agree with that whole paradigm, because it's like, oh, if I don't, you know, brush my teeth with this toothpaste, one morning, that's the amount that issue has to do for me. So it's very minimal. So
She's
I care
also
more
concerned that you don't have a job. Are you concerned that you don't have a job?
Well, I mean, number one, I spent an entire year when she was working at a really good job, an entire year going into work with her and supporting her at that job in all types of capacities for a full year, and that was under the...
What was she doing that you had to go and... What kind of job did she have?
She was a personal assistant for an executive that had multiple businesses, and I was helping on all levels with those businesses. And he never knew about it, and she wanted my help, and we were doing it as a team.
Was he a shadow worker for you with another employer?
Absolutely.
He did help me a lot with that. No, because you were...
And everything that I did was what he was the most happy about, and he never knew that I was there doing it. And he loved everything I did, every single thing.
You did do a great job. You did do such a great job. But in this I'm working a different job now, and in this last year, we've kind of separated more, where he's trying to start his own thing. He tried to start a turf business.
Tried to start.
Well, you did start a turf business. It was really great. But it's the same issues that keep coming up over and over again, is that the drugs and the other things get involved, and nothing,
the business goes away.
And so he can't see that.
Why drugs never got involved?
But why not?
I started my own business.
Just give
How
it
many
up?
people start their own business from scratch? In my first month of business, I made $14,000.
That's amazing.
Not many people do that.
Have a business.
Yeah, not very many people do that. And what I want to talk about next, Mr. Lutz, you say she's verbally abusive to you.
She is, yeah.
Whenever these issues arise. So I want to talk about what kind of things she's saying and the level of anger that she displays in your direction. Give me some examples.
She will tell me that she has talked to my family and my family hates me, and she's talked to old friends and girlfriends and they hate me, and I can't be trusted, and that, you know, she's gonna go out and sleep with other guys, hot guys, and,
now,
you know...
Ms. Feld, tell me you don't do that, do you? So tell me about her language and what she says to you.
Okay, well, first I want to say I do love Melissa, and she is an amazing woman, and I wouldn't be with her for any other reason, because I'm not crazy. And I've never been in a verbally abusive relationship or a lot of yelling or craziness, but the way to describe it is there's Melissa, who's lovely and wonderful, and then there's someone I call Melisa, okay? And this person is going... Alter ego. Alter ego. It's a complete different person, and this person will yell and scream.
What kind of things does she say? You guys got to give me some examples.
She will tell me that she has talked to my family, and my family hates me, and she's talked to old friends and girlfriends, and they hate me, and I can't be trusted, and that, you know, she's going to go out and sleep with other guys, hot guys, and,
now,
you know...
Ms. Feld, tell me you don't do that, do you?
Usually, I usually don't ever initiate. I usually never initiate the fights. What it is that he'll be saying things, and he'll be able to express himself however he wants. But if I say anything back, then I'm the one that's, you know, and then, so he'll be saying, oh, you're just lazy, you're just this, you're just that. That's after I worked a whole, like a good example is I went on a vacation to visit my sister. I came home, when the first things he said to me was, so are you working tomorrow? Because I'd like to have the home to myself. I'm working like all the time. How am I supposed to? So that leads to, there's little things that lead me to get into this, you know these little.
Yeah, I get you, I understand that. But in my papers, he indicated that you do some things as crazy as insult the size of his situation. Do you do that? Because that's like irrelevant to anything. Well, not to anything, but to the things about which we are speaking. Do you do that?
No, I don't remember saying that.
Remark.
We both say things that are like very hurt. That's the issue, is that we love and care about each other, but our fights get so bad that we're saying things that are horrible to each other.
I want you to, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds apiece. I'm gonna start with her. Tell me why he's the man for you beyond anybody else in this world. Now, don't say nothing bad about it. This is a 30-second sales job. Say something good. You wanna marry him because. Go.
I wanna marry him because he's the kindest, most loving, nurturing man I've met. He's so supportive, he's intelligent. We have a dog together that's become like a son that we take such good care. It's really cute. We love him. But there's a lot of really, really good stuff. The main issue is, like, I want him to be so being sober and having a healthy home is the most important thing.
I said don't say anything negative.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay. Now, you heard her. She started out really well. Those things sounded really, really good. And we're going to forget that little last part, Mr. Lutz. 30 seconds. Why she's the woman for you. Go.
Well, Melissa is the woman for me because she's just a very special individual. She has a kindness and a way with people and just the way she interacts with her friends that I just know that she's the girl for me. And most importantly, we just have so much in common, and it's just really sad. Don't mean to get negative, but how we get sometimes, because as far as art, music, TV shows, you know, social interactions, everything, we are just on the same page. And it's just someone that we can literally spend all day with each other. And I think sometimes that's to our detriment is how much time we spend together and how well we get along.
That can be hard. Yeah, my husband retired. You know, it can be hard. You asked me my opinion as to whether or not you should get married. I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna tell you why. The basis of marriage has to be trust. You gotta really believe that this dude or this woman is right there for you, and no matter what, you could close your eyes and everything could happen, and you open them up and he's not done anything or she's not done anything that's going to tank your relationship. You guys don't have that. And you're living it out in a way that if I can control him enough, I can assure that the trust I don't have for him won't be broken. That's no way to live. That's like the women that come in here, you know, checking a man's phone all the time because he can't trust that he won't cheat. You can't trust that he won't live sober. And what kind of life is that? Chasing basic safety by chasing the guy around. I don't understand how you could do that.
Yeah.
I think that you become codependent upon one another. You know what I mean? So you don't look at each other as individuals and you believe you have to be together because you were together when you got out of the drugs and all this kind of stuff. But when things turned around, you don't realize that you could go elsewhere. And I'm not telling her to go elsewhere, but I'm telling you there's some issues here. I couldn't have a man didn't have a job. I'm just saying. I don't believe in it. And I can't understand how a guy can live off, you know, and I may be old-fashioned, I don't know, but just live off some woman. That to me is, woo, is, you know, that's just how I feel about it. But you don't have the basic trust there. And if you aren't basically trusting that individual, there's nothing to build a relationship on. You can build a codependent union on that,
Right.
but you can't build a relationship. You with me?
Yeah.
Good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
This matter's adjourned.
I'm willing to try for another month or two, but I can't waste any more time if we're not able to see eye to eye after that. We have to have a sober, healthy home, and that's most important.
The judge advised us to go our separate ways, and that does produce a little anxiety in me hearing it from someone else, even though I have known that probably to be the case for a while. I'm just so beaten down from this whole process that I really don't care that much either way. So, you know, I think it'll be more up to her than to me. I'm kind of just gonna go with whatever happens.